This morning on Daybreak, still unbeaten, still playing, the Drury Lady Panthers headed to the national semifinals.
And city officials in Nixa looking to make it easier on residents who may be looking at solar power as an option for their homes.
Plus, a group of students from Missouri State recognized for their work in creating an animated short film. We have their feature and much more coming up for you on Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. It's Wednesday, March 27th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano. A lot of coverage coming your way. I should say Dan Lucy is in Columbus, Ohio. So he's going to help us out with that Drury Lady Panthers coverage, right?
Yeah, our sports department's been busy, but we like that. That means our local teams are doing well, moving on.
We certainly do. And maybe baseball, softball's more your thing. Get outside today a little bit. It'll be all right. Elisa, I think I saw 70s in there.
I think that's more than all right.
That's, I'm saying, my eyes weren't deceiving me, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, yesterday was really nice. We got temperatures even a little bit warmer than expected yesterday, and today is going to be gorgeous.
All right, we're looking forward to that. What about as people are waking up this morning, heading out the door?
Temperatures not as cold as they were yesterday. We've got a few clouds out there, and we're starting out in the 40s in Springfield. Right now, it's 43 degrees with south and southeast winds pretty steady at 13 miles per hour. Not much going on here on that satellite and radar, just a couple of clouds. Things are mostly clear. We're looking at these temperatures, not as cold as yesterday for most locations. It's 4 degrees warmer than yesterday in Springfield. It's 43 degrees right now, 39 in Branson, and 43 in Monette. So as we head through the afternoon, we'll have dry conditions, but we will have some breezy winds, gusts 30 to possibly 35 miles per hour through the afternoon. We'll have mostly sunny skies, temperatures around 40 at the bus stop. 72 by dismissal, breezy and warmer. We've got to track, though, the possibility of severe weather. This is by Friday evening, so we still have some time until we get there, but we're looking at warm and breezy conditions leading up to that and elevated fire danger today. We'll time out some showers and thunderstorms and that isolated severe threat. We do all of that in 10 minutes.
Well, you heard us say a lot of basketball to track the rest of the week with two area colleges still playing. The Drury Lady Panthers in the national semifinals now after beating Nova Southeastern University last night by a score of a whopping 91-60.
So Molly Miller's team is 35-0 this year, and it'll be their first time back in the Final Four in 15 years. We will check in with Dan Lucy coming up in about 15 minutes or so stay with us there. We need to move to a Cullerton follow-up this morning. After her husband's limousine business provided city bus contracts, Mayor Pro Tem Jan Fisk is responding to a conflict of interest complaint. At a city council meeting Monday, members announced Fisk's agreement to an independent investigation. She said the city charter includes a line about potential ethics violations, but it was written nearly 70 years ago and needs to be reviewed.
Now, Fisk was actually concerned about this problem when she joined city council in 2012. At that time, the city manager and attorney both said it was not a violation. After speaking to the Missouri Ethics Commission, when the complaint was filed last fall, Fisk Limousines ceased any future contracts with the city.
They said that there was no conflict of interest, and so I could proceed going forward because I said there's, I don't have to do it. It's something that if there's any kind of question, I do not want to do it. But they verified that no, there was no conflict, and please continue.
The woman, though, who filed the complaint against Fisk says this has caused damage to the city council's image.
This is a really unfortunate situation. I don't like to see council have to go through this. In my opinion, I think she should resign. Regardless of how the facts play out, the appearance of impropriety is out there, and that affects the public's perception.
Fisk also said some of the allegations are incorrect, but will follow any decision that council makes. She also hopes the investigation will make it easier for future candidates to apply for city council.
Moving to a story happening around the Ozarks now, the city of Nixa is making it easier for homeowners to apply to put solar panels on their homes. City Council passed an ordinance this week that would create a specific permit application if you choose to go solar. Before, it fell under a miscellaneous permit, which made the fees vary, but this ordinance will implement a flat $40 fee, not so fat. CEO of Missouri Sun Solar says people all over the Ozarks are going solar and not just because of cost savings.
Mostly what we've seen is people that are obviously owning their own homes, that are looking at having that investment on their home to increase the value of their home if they ever do want to resell.
Nixa also offers a net metering program, which will tell people how much they are saving with solar and make sure they know that they are being correctly billed for the electricity they are buying from the city.
Ozark Technical College's Career Services is hosting a job fair today from 9 to 1:30 on OTC's campus. All sorts of options available there, whether it's full-time or seasonal part-time work. Bass Pro and Great Southern Bank are among those companies attending. Just dress professionally and bring your resume. It is open to the public and advanced registration is not required. We move now to a local spotlight this morning. A group of animation students at Missouri State showed off their art skills when they created their very own short film this year.
Hannah Zettel caught up with the animators to learn about the process. She's in the studio this morning with those details. Hannah.
Well, good morning, guys. Animation takes a long time. Even if this 6-minute short film is called Recoiled, that's taken a year to create. What you're looking at behind me is one of the early versions of the story about two sisters with hair that has a mind of its own.
So the story for Recoiled is about two sisters. They both kind of come together because they have this wildly curly hair that is so curly that it has a life of its own.
A lot of times people say, you know, my hair has a mind of its own. So that's kind of like where I thought, oh, well, why don't we just make hair a living, you know?
Everybody around her has straight hair, and the society all around her is pressuring her to have straight hair. And she's starting to realize that her naturally curly hair isn't exactly in line with what society expects of her.
I hope that we will inspire people that don't necessarily feel like they fit in with their peers. I hope this in some way will inspire them to just accept themselves as they are.
We've gotten a lot of positive feedback, a lot of support. This is pretty much not the first, but it's been a while since they've had a narrative animated short come out of this program.
The story is actually no dialogue. We're doing an all music animation. We decided to do that because it's a good way to interpretate music into a film, and it interprets feeling and emotions.
Animation is tough. And it sucks. It's a lot of long hours, it's a lot of pulling your hair out, it's frustration, and it's something that you need more people for. You need a team for it.
The process of creative collaboration is so much more valuable to me than just working independently, because you can't lose steam. You can never lose the passion because you're surrounded by people that have a fiery passion for the same thing.
Now, the final version of Recoiled will be released this May, but before that, the group is headed to Las Vegas, where screenwriter Kirsten Schatz will accept the Broadcast Education Association Award for Best Student Script Writing. The team's goal is to enter Recoiled into film festivals to share the story with as many audiences as possible.
Hannah Zettel, thanks for that story, and congratulations to them. Still ahead for you on Daybreak, McDonald's says it will stop lobbying to not raise the minimum wage.
Plus, candy companies making a few switches just ahead of Easter. That's in your Money Watch.
From Cullerton, Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Cullerton News Daybreak.